Okay, here we're going to use the calculator to work out the probability of a number falling between 37 and 48, given that the mean over here is mu, is 40, the standard deviation sigma is 10, but we want it between 37 and 48. Okay, so have a look at the board to see what buttons I press. Firstly, I hit menu, and then I hit distribution, F5. I'm after normal distribution. Now I have a choice here. New York Police Department, I don't think we need them. Okay, NCD, I read that as normal central deviation, measures of central tendency. It doesn't actually stand for that, it stands for cumulative, but I read it as central, because the measures of central tendency we've been doing, today is the mean, the other day was the median for the box and whisker plots, and we've already talked about the mode. So I just remember that as normal for central deviation. Now again, that's not what it means, but that's how I remember it. And the other one is inverse, we'll do that later on. But we hit F2. Now, we don't want a list, all right? We don't want a list, we want variable. So make sure you go into variable. Now, the information we've got is that the lower limit is 37, 37, execute. The upper limit is 48, 48, execute. Now these are a bit back to front. They, rather than give you the mean first, they give you the standard deviation first, and the standard deviation is 10. Okay, that's 10. Execute. And the mean in this case was 40. So I've put all the information in there. Execute. Okay, say blah blah none. Execute. They tell me the probability of a number falling between 37 and 48 is 0.406. Now that's the probability of the number falling between those two. And a probability is always between 0 and 1. If I times that by 100, I get the percentage of the numbers in between there are 40.6% of the numbers fall between there. Okay, so if this was how many jelly beans in a packet, and you're buying a packet of jelly beans that's supposed to contain 40, and you want to know how many packets of jelly beans will be between 37 and 48, given that the standard deviation is 10. That means if you buy a packet of jelly beans, two-thirds of the jelly beans, about two-thirds of the jelly beans, will be between one standard deviation this way and one standard deviation that way. So there'll be between 30 and 50 jelly beans in two-thirds of the packets. That's a standard deviation each side. Now that's a rip-off, right? Because if you got 30 jelly beans and you paid for 40, you'd be really angry. Yeah. If you've got 50 jelly beans and you paid for 40, you'd be really happy. Well, there's no point having one happy customer and one upset customer. Okay, they should all be around this. Now let's just have a look. Between 37 and 48, we're just saying there's a 40% chance. So if you bought a packet of jelly beans every day for a year, it's 40.6% times 365. Okay, and that would be your chances of getting that many jelly beans in the packet over a year. Now I'm not going to work that out because you've got a calculator. But that's how you do those upper and lower limits.